Hello, my name is Paul, and I want to do a real bare bones, low digital version of a Doordash presentation. The reason I'm doing it, no one is paying me to do the presentation. I'm not selling anything, but I've been door dashing for over 4 months, and I've done over 1,155 deliveries. So I've delivered at the nighttime, daytime, rain, weekends, in different locations, and Doordash has just been a real blessing for me. And so I'm hoping that anybody that may be out of work, or if you have a job but it just doesn't pay all the bills and you need a side job, that this might be a blessing for you as well. So what I'm going to do here very quickly is break down as much usable information about Doordash. If you've ever looked into door dashing, if you've ever thought about it, there's a few myths that I can break and see if it can be a resource for you. And so what I make my income is $425 to $600 a week, and that equals about $1,700 to $2,400 a month, and I do that part-time. And when it comes to Doordash, all you need to be a dasher is to sign up and get accepted. You have to have a driver's license, you have to have a vehicle. My vehicle's 5 years old. It's not real fancy, but it's in good mechanical shape. And I have a driver's license. You have to have a phone that's an Android or an iPhone, basically a phone that will run Google Maps, that runs taking photos, and you can get on the telephone. And so you have to have the internet to do this job. But other than that, when Doordash sends you their stuff, they're going to send you their bag. And this is a very simple bag. It's got a few stains on it, but this has got over 1,000 deliveries in it. And though it's not real big, not real heavy, it keeps food warm, and it does a good job. And Doordash is so prolific now that when people see that, they know what you're doing. This is a pizza delivery bag. Again, it's not huge, it's not giant, but you can stick 2 large pizzas in it, and it keeps those pizzas hot. And I got this pizza bag from the vendor. Look, when you're making your deliveries to pizza places, they will tell you which ones you can ask for a bag from, and they'll happily give it to you because their mission as a vendor is the same as yours with Doordash. And so, breaking it in, just a couple simple things that you want to be successful is there's the 3 golden rules that I have for door dashing. And these are my opinions, and take them for what they are, but you don't want to get a ticket when you're door dashing. You don't want to get into a wreck. And you may think that's obvious, but when you door dash, you're going to be on the road 2, 4, 5, 6, 10 hours driving, much more than you usually do. And a ticket will take all of your money that you've made. A wreck will do the same, might shut you down from dashing altogether, might hurt you or somebody else. So as we look at door dashing in what I look at as time is money, we don't speed, we don't break the traffic laws, because it's not worth it to what you will lose. The third one is keep the customers happy, and that goes into how about making money. And so people for the most part are good. There's always exceptions. You can find a jerk, and you may find one, but they're the minority. Most people just want to get their food. They want to get it hot. They want to get it as soon as possible, and they want to be treated kindly. And they will reward you as the dasher for doing that. Now, when an order comes in, you have what's called a standard order. It'll come in on your phone. It will tell you who the vendor is, how much you are guaranteed as a pay. And this is what Doordash is going to give you and what might be an already factored in tip. This doesn't change. You can't affect this. And you can accept it or you can decline the order. And there's advantages and disadvantages to declining. But you take the order, it comes on your phone. Google Maps tells you every step of where to go. And so it's, I was concerned, will I be able to find these places? You don't have to know where you're going. Google Maps takes you there, and for the most part, they take you where you need to go. And so you start there. First way to make money is when you're going to pick up your food, you may have an opportunity to add an order. And so you always want to be aware of your phone, and if it says an opportunity to add order, what they mean is they're going to give you a second order to go to another location, and they're going to tell you how much more money you'll make. Maybe you're going to make $5 on your first order, maybe you're going to make $4 on the second one. Well, that's a great opportunity because now you're getting $9 from the location you're picking up, or they may send you to 2 locations that are close, and for the most part, they're going to send you to locations that are pretty close together. So there's an opportunity to make more money. Now, as you're going out and you're working, you're going to have to schedule your shifts. You have to schedule the time you're going to work to be able to dash as starting out. And so you're going to look at the schedules, you're going to lock in a schedule, and you may look for other schedules during the day. It may be only 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. One thing to remember is that you can start 15 minutes early from the time that they show you to start. 15 minutes may be an order, might be 2 orders, might be the difference of $5 to $20 you can make before your shift sets up. And so when you start out, you're going to be jumping around and looking for your shifts, and that's a little bit more work. I'll show you how you get past that here in a minute. Now, this is base money that you make on the delivery. If you get the delivery to the place, you're going to get that. You're going to you'll accept the delivery on your phone. You'll drive to your location. You'll let them know on your phone when you've arrived. You'll deliver the food to the customer, and then you'll let Doordash know on your phone when you're done. And automatically that money goes into what you've made for the day. The other way to make more money, even starting out, is tips. Now, I told you there's a tip involved in the original order, but you don't get to affect that. People can give you cash tips when you're at the door, say thank you very much, and I wondered if that would happen during the coronavirus. I didn't even know that if I'd be able to DoorDash during the coronavirus, but it was deemed by all the cities as an essential service. And so I went from busy to super busy. But even when the coronavirus is past us, which I hope it is soon, it's still a very, very busy world. And people still tip you during the coronavirus. I made tips tonight in cash from customers during the coronavirus. But the other way to get a tip is a digital tip that can be added by the customer right after you leave. So they add it as they're getting their food or moments after they get their food. And the last way is if they belatedly give you a tip, which may be a tip that comes 1 day, 2 days later. And you're thinking, oh, well, how's that ever going to happen? I'm going to explain that to you in just a moment. But that's another way to make tips. And I've made lots of money with those belated tips. Now, when you're delivering your orders, you're going to have food orders that you take, and you're going to have grocery orders you can take. And one of the well-known ones is Walmart. Walmart, you'll go in and they will give you groceries. It'll just be groceries. I've taken as many as 3 items of groceries to as much as 115 pieces of grocery. And you're going to deliver that to people. And this is an extremely good opportunity to make the next day tip. There's always outliers, and again, this has been my experience, but for me, I found that 53% of my Walmart orders I get a tip from. And the tips have ranged from no lower than $5 up to $20. And I think, in my mind, the reason this is happening is because people appreciate not having to go out and get their food, whether it's seniors or families